Hey, why haven't you started? What are you waiting for? You've been talking about it for a little while and you still haven't made the first steps to getting into rent to rent. Well, this video is for you. I'm going to share with you 5 key things you can do right now to get started and be successful in rent to rent. So how do you get into rent to rent? That's the topic on this video. And if you're brand new to the channel, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button and the little bell so that you get notifications every time we drop videos. And if you're brand new, we're doing rent to rent, HMO, SA, BRRRR, and all things creative cash flow. So if that sounds good, you're in the right place. Now, I'm getting asked this all the time. How do you get started? How did I get started? And the thing for me was that I purchased a property for £87,000. I put some deposit down, it wasn't cash. And that was great. I started getting the cash flow, but then I ran out of money. And then I needed to find something else. And I realized that with low money, not no money, low money, you can actually get control of properties and cash flow them without owning them. That means no mortgages, no deposits, no amazing credit required, no long purchases, no long legals, no searches, none of that. You can actually control property and cash flow it. And that's what we're all about, okay? Once you've controlled the properties and you start cash flowing, what I do is I don't go out, go on night outs, buy cars, buy stupid stuff. I'm reinvesting that into assets, and that's the long-term key. So what we're doing is we're using rent to rent for cash flow and then reinvesting that into assets for the long haul. So today's video, I want to break down exactly the 5 things that you should be doing right now to fast track your journey, okay? And just so you know, before we get into this, I have come from very, very little. 3 years ago, I knew nothing about property and I didn't have loads and loads of money. So you can do this too. I've done over 40 rent to rent deals in 2 years, and this is very possible. It's hard, but it is possible. So step number 1, you've got to decide. Sounds stupid, but you'd be surprised how many of you think you want to do rent to rent, but you've not made the decision. So first things first, there's got to be a need for a change. You've got to decide, yeah, do you know what? I want to make a change. Because it doesn't matter how good your intentions are, if there isn't a decent why and you've not made the decision, as soon as things get hard, you're just gonna say, it's a bit hard actually, I'm not on it. That's what's going to happen. So you've got to decide, you've got to make a decision. Yeah, I want to create passive income. I need to make a change in my life. And for me, that was that, I didn't have financial independence. I was having to do certain things I didn't want to do. I was having to make cutbacks and not do other things that I really wanted to do. And I was like, no, I'm not having this. I want to make a change. So whether you want additional income, whether you want to quit your 9 to 5 and sack your boss, whether you've got family that you need to look after and your current salary doesn't allow that, make the decision. Yep, I'm going to make a change. Once you've made the decision that you're going to make a change, you then need to decide property is the vehicle to make that change. Yeah? So it's not stocks and shares. It's not Bitcoin. It's not, picking up some additional work. It's like, I want to do property. And last but not least, then you need to decide if rent to rent is the property strategy to get you there. Because there's a lot of shiny penny syndrome going on where it's like, I like rent to rent, but I quite like lease options. I like BRR, but then I quite like SA. And you got to decide what it is. Once you've decided, good, now you're ready to crack on. Step number 2 is you need to get educated. And I'll be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, if you think education is expensive, then try ignorance. Because I see a lot of you thinking, you've watched a few videos or you've listened to a few podcasts or whatever, you try rent to rent and bang, you fail. It's not easy. And it's so important to get educated so that you know exactly how to be compliant, what agreements to use, how to negotiate the deals, how to research an area to see if it's going to work for SA or HMO, okay? how to negotiate with agents, because agents and landlords are very different. So, you've got to get educated. Can't wing it. And I've actually got a video on the channel showing that one deal, that's right, one deal can make you over £35,000 in 5 years, okay? So when you put that in perspective, I've done over 40. It's not a lot to just put a little investment in, whether that be in a courses, whether that be in a mentor, whether that be, if you've got low money, it might be reading tons of books and putting all the information together, but make sure you get educated. Step 3, and only now, it's time to get set up. And I'll be honest with you, I made a real mess of this when I started, and I was going to meet landlords without a website. My banking wasn't fully set up. I didn't have my agreements, and I was making a massive, massive mess of it. And it took me a few months to really learn all the things that you need to do and that will make your job easier. If you're just going to be, Jack the lad and be like, "You all right, mate? How you doing, mate? Guarantee you'll rent for 5 years, take on all the management, all the maintenance." And you're just going to get hit with obstacle, an objection, an objection, an obstacle, because you've not got the credibility. You're a brand new business, and somebody's not going to trust you with their biggest asset unless you tick certain boxes. So it took me a while, but I've actually developed 12 steps to the ultimate rent-to-rent business, exactly how to set up. And if you want a copy of that, I'll post a link for you to download it in the description of this video. 12 steps to setting up your business. Go through them one by one and make sure that you're set up before you get started, because that way you're not going to have any false starts and you're much more likely to be successful. One thing I will say here is, if you've not decided, don't get set up. You'll be wasting your time and money. Also, if you're not educated, it's pointless getting set up. So I would try and follow these steps in order. So step number 3, get set up right from day one. Create a professional image and make sure that you've got your elevator pitch and it makes sense. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Step number 4 is tell everybody what you do. And what I mean by that is you will be surprised how many people that you've known for years, and because you've never had the conversation, you've never realized that they've been into property. And I'm telling you now, this is an absolute game changer. I see a lot of you setting up, starting, and then going straight to HMO letter sends. And I think that's good, but first, reach for the lowest hanging fruit. If you've got somebody that already likes and trusts you, that's a great way to start. I've got mentees that have got deals in the school playground. They've been seeing somebody for the last 4 years, and only now have they had a conversation and realized, oh yeah, actually I've got 5 HMOs, you can manage a couple of mine. And she's actually gone on to do 3 or 4 deals with one landlady. So that's a really, really key thing. Don't overcomplicate things. As soon as you're set up and you've got a legitimate, credible website, tell everybody what you do. You can back it up with the website and the stuff that you've done in the 12 steps, and then you might be able to get yourself a quick and easy deal. Step 5 is multiple streams of leads. So once you've exhausted all the things and people and properties close to you, then you need to set up different streams of leads, because you want to have a pipeline. I've seen so many of you focus on one deal and then it takes 2 or 3 weeks, falls out of bed, you get unmotivated, and you've got nothing in the pipeline. So you want to make sure you're attacking letting agents, not literally, of course. You want to make sure you're attacking direct to vendor, and you can do that through land reg searches, letter sends, snail mail. You can do that through social media. You can do that through just going to property networking events and just getting around people. Okay, and also key thing, you need to try and establish yourself online so that rather than you having to always find the deals can find you. So I recommend setting up a Google business, and there's more on how to do that in my 12 steps. So be sure to download them, link in the bio. So I hope you found this video interesting. I hope you found it useful. My aim for this video, literally my only aim, is to try and get 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, 1,000 of you started today. And if this video is one that resonates with you, please go through the 5 steps, comment below, let me know how you found it. And if you need any help, you know where I am. So there you have it. They're the 5 steps. Make sure you follow them in sequence, because that will make all the difference. And I pray and hope this could be the video that sparks something in you to get started. Stop thinking about it, over procrastinating. If this is for you, do it now. If you need any help, you know what to do. Drop me a DM on Simon Smith online, Instagram, and I'll speak to you soon.